Hi folks, my name's Anne and I teach at the studio in Marple. I'm just going to go through a couple of exercises with you today. First one we're going to do is looking at sideline open door, and if you want to come into a seated position, any modifications that you're told in class, please bear those in mind that your normal teachers tell you. So we're going to sideline position, so side seated into sideline. You need a block and a cushion. And make sure that you pop your head down to the front of the block because we are going to look outwards. So, we're in a bow and arrow. Just keep your hips stacked and your shoulders stacked. Just have a little look to make sure that your feet are in line with your greater trochanter. So your hip bone, sticky out a bit. So fingers in a bow and arrow position. And you're going to look and watch your little finger, keeping the distance between the shoulder and the ear. So a little connection in the abs to lift that bottom rib off the floor and keep the spine in neutral. And we're just going to lift the arm up to 90 degrees to the ceiling. And then bringing it all the way back down again. So again, that little connection in the abs. If you can, lift up a little bit on your pelvic floor. Allow your head to rotate. Just don't watch it with just your eyes. So we're working on spinal mobility, thoracic spinal mobility. If you keep going at that, I'm going to sit up a minute and just demonstrate how I don't want your shoulders, what could happen if your shoulders are lifting. So as we bring it out to here, we don't want the shoulders to lift. Pull down on the bottom underneath the shoulder blade and just really draw that shoulder blade down and keep looking towards that little finger. So I'm going to come back into side lying, and I'm going to give you a modification now if you have a shoulder injury. So we've done butterfly before, so we have butterfly arms. So we're going to link the fingers and pop them behind the head. Again, lifting that bottom rib, hips are stacked, feet and knees are feet are in a line with your greater trochanter. And we're just going to drop that shoulder away and allow that rotation. So this is if you have a shoulder injury. So anybody with a frozen shoulder, I know people in my class have got a frozen shoulder. You've got two more here. I promise you've got two more. And then come back into neutral and just pop yourself up into a side seated position again. And I'm going to demonstrate next how we can extend that range of movement. Any problems with your shoulders, you keep it at 90 degrees. So going back into side lying. Fingers are in that bow and arrow. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Bottom rib lifted. So lift that bottom rib. Watch the little finger with the arm, and we're going to rotate a little bit further. Still pulling down on that shoulder blade. And it's as far as you can go within your comfortable range of movement. If you want to add a little bit of a development to that rotation, push those knees into the mat. You feel a nice rotation and stretch through the side here. You've got 4 more. Keep pulling up on that pelvic floor and make sure that bottom rib's lifted. Last one. And that's your last one. So we're sitting up into side seated, and then we're going to go into the opposite side. I'm not going to turn my back on you, which normally we go into sort of rotation backwards, but I'm going to push up into side seated and move over into my opposite side. Again, placing the block down and my cushion on top for comfort to keep that neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. So again, coming into side lying, just a little check to make sure the heels are in line with the greater trochanter. And then again, watching that little finger. Pull those shoulders around down away from the ears. So lifting up to 90 degrees to the ceiling. Allow that head to rotate. A little connection in the abs. Bringing it down again. This is rather nice if we've probably all been sat or walking, so it adds a nice little rotation and a rotation stretch. 2 more here, and then we're going to extend that range of movement, but only within your comfort zone. If you've been told not to take it beyond 90 degrees, please do what your tutor has told you in class. So this time we're taking it all the way over. If anybody spots me bringing my shoulder up, please email in, tell me off. And then again, if you want to develop that stretch, push the knees into the mat. I'm surprised you can't hear all my bones creaking and groaning. I've been decorating, you've got 3 more. I've been decorating the spindles on my banister. That was a good idea. Last one here, folks. And then when you're ready, and in your own time, push up into a side seated position. How are we feeling?